A warm welcome to everyone in our Arate chat group. Today, Swamiji will begin the 4th chapter of Pancadashi, the Dvanda Vichara or Discrimination of Duality. This beautiful chapter has got 69 verses. The only way in which we can express our gratitude to Swamiji is to attend his classes with Shraddha and Bhakti. And we must be regular in attending the classes and doing mananam on what he has taught. Puja Swamiji, we humbly request you to start the class and bless us. And now Anjali Nambishan will give a short summary of the last class. That is the 3rd chapter, last few shlokas, last beautiful shlokas. After that, Swamiji will start the class. Hari Om.
Pranamam Swamiji. Namaste. In Shlokas 38 and 39, Swamiji talks about Shakti as the inexplicable divine power which is hidden in all the beings and the Panchakoshas. This power helps to sustain the Dharma of different objects without causing any Dharma Sankaryam, meaning the admixture of qualities. The 40th Shloka states that this Shakti, with the reflection of consciousness, appears as consciousness conditioned with this power. Thus, Brahman is given the status of Ishvaratva. Vedanta says that only consciousness exists. Then, what about Maya? The topic of Maya has been discussed previously. But if we consider Maya as Shakti, then Maya becomes one existence and consciousness becomes another existence. Maya is inert and there is a chance of duality. This has to be solved. In the concluding part, Acharya makes a few special points. Acharya brings in a doubt for the sake of clarification of the connection between Maya and consciousness. The 40th Shloka says that this energy, which is Maya, is the power of creation, protection, and destruction. Maya has 3 gunas. In this context, Maya means the reflection of consciousness. This reflected consciousness makes the mind and body as though they are consciousness. So here it says, Chetana eva. This nirguna nirvikara consciousness is not capable of any action. When the original consciousness connects to sattva guna pradhana Maya, the original consciousness or Brahman is called Ishvara. Brahman gets the special Ishvaratvam or Ishvarahood, and Jada Maya becomes conscious. Even Ishvara, the supreme God, is not the ultimate. Ishvara is qualified consciousness, whereas pure consciousness is unqualified consciousness or nirguna. In unqualified consciousness, there is no Maya. This differentiation has no other purpose than to make us understand how creation happens. For creation, we require an intelligent cause or nimitta karanam. So, Ishvara comes only with the topic of creation. Ishvara is omnipotent because of Vidya Maya Upadhi. The mind becomes conscious and this starts the action. It is active in Jagrat, Swapna, and in the seed form in the Sushupti. Whatever comes out of Maya has the gunas of Maya. Limitation of consciousness. Ishvara is the first limitation of consciousness. The second limitation of consciousness is Jiva. The reflection of consciousness in Avidya Maya is Jiva. This is the individual consciousness. This also limits the original consciousness. This incidental particular mind is what we call personality. Or we can say that personality limits consciousness. What we need to do is to dispel personality and experience our own nature. There, consciousness is not limited by personality or jivatva. The all-pervading consciousness alone remains shining. Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji brings in a practical example. In Vedanta, one has to be very careful while using examples. When the Guru uses an example, the Guru may not be able to predict how the Shishya connects this particular example to the teaching. Here, Acharya tells us not to worry about Jivahood because the same Brahman alone is the Jiva. When Brahman wears the dress of 5 koshas that come from Maya, we call that qualified consciousness as Jiva. The Guru teaches us how Brahman has to be separated from these 5 koshas. When the 5 koshas are removed with discrimination, then there is no jivatvam or jivanhood for Brahman. The body, mind, intellect, and ego should not be taken as yourself. Then the personality is no longer there. We are jivas only in connection with creation. This is just a misidentification. The reality is something else. You identify with the wrong things. An example given in the 42nd shloka makes it very clear that Brahman at the same time has the status of Ishvaratvam because of his Vidyamaya Upadhi, and the same Brahman is Jiva with Panchakosha Upadhi. Vidyaranya Swamiji gives an example where he says a person becomes a father when he has a son. When he becomes a grandfather on getting a grandson, the same person becomes a father and a grandfather at the same time. Therefore, different relationships make different actions and reactions. In the same way, Brahman connected with the Panchabhutas is Jiva. The same Brahman, when connected with Vidya Maya Upadhi, is Ishvara. Different relationships make different actions and reactions. Just as in a drama, a person with a king's costume becomes a king, the same person with a beggar's costume becomes a beggar. Brahman with the Vidya dress becomes Ishvara. The same Brahman with the Avidya dress and with the 5 koshas becomes Jiva. We should not become affected by the costume. We should remain in our own Swarupa. So, without reflection, the self is absent. Without the son or grandson, a person cannot become a father or grandfather. Similarly, without the Vidya Maya or Panchakoshas, Brahman cannot have the status of Ishvarahood or Jivanhood. In fact, Jiva and consciousness are one if the 5 koshas are absent. Ishvara is absent when Vidya Maya is not there. In the same way, Jiva and consciousness become one when the 5 koshas are not there. We should contemplate on this, and then Vedanta is complete. We must separate all connections and attributes, then Maya is not there. Jiva is not there. Creation is not there. Maya is needed for the sustenance of Ishvara. If you remove these 5 koshas, your personality is gone. You are not you anymore. Because this idea is difficult to accept, you continue in this world, identify with the 5 koshas, and suffer. Vedanta teaches you how to come out of your personality and individuality. Vedanta cannot make you conscious. Vedanta cannot make you consciousness. You are consciousness. Vedanta teaches you to reject the koshas, and for that we use the neti prakriya. In the 43rd shloka, Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji concludes giving the phalam of Panchakosha Viveka. When one comes to know the reality of Brahman, he becomes Brahman himself. This is based on a Shruti statement. Before Brahma Jnanam, one identifies with the 5 koshas. After Brahma Jnanam, when one identifies with one's true nature, that is Swasthanam. Misidentification changes to self-identification. That is swasthanam. Brahman was, Brahman is, Brahman will be. Brahman is never formed or reformed. There is no birth or death. This is Shloka 43, which is the last Shloka of chapter 3. Whenever consciousness gets rooted in Brahman, it puts an end to this earthly body. Then we abide in Satchitananda Swarupa. Hari Om.
Smriti-Purana-Namayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat-Padam Shankaram Loka-Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra-Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavando Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Namaste Shankarananda Gurupadambujanmane Savilasa Mahamohagrahagrasaika Karmane Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Namo Narayana. After a couple of weeks, we are resuming the class. We had completed 3 prakaranas in Pancadashi. Pancadashi has altogether 15 prakaranas, 15 chapters. So we have completed first 3. The first one was Tattva Viveka, the discrimination of Tattva. So what is real, what is unreal? And the second chapter was Pancha Bhuta Viveka Prakaranam. So taking 5 elements and describing what are they, their cause and effect relation, how can we experience 5 elements with consciousness, and what is the meditation on that. So these things we discussed in second chapter, which was very important. And then third chapter, Panchakosha Viveka Prakarana, differentiation of 5 koshas: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anantamaya. So now the fourth one is Dvaita Viveka Prakarana. The name of the chapter is Dvaita Viveka Prakarana. We can see this Viveka, discrimination or differentiation. We have 5 chapters. So the 5 chapters are named after this Viveka. So step by step, one after another, we are discriminating the things around us or the things related to Vedanta study. So now comes Dvaita. Dvaita means duality. I and this world, myself and this world. There is Dvaita, and in the world what we experience, there are so many things. So basically, Dvaita means wherever we feel duality, subject and object, seer and seen, experiencer and experienced, knower and known, all these are considered as Dvaita. So now we have two types of Dvaita, duality. One is the world, what we see outside. The second is the body, mind, and all these elements. So this is what we are going to discuss here in Dvaita Viveka Prakarana. After this, the last Prakarana of Viveka comes as Mahavakya Viveka Prakarana. So there we will learn all four Mahavakyas, the important statements of Upanishads. We can say non-dual statements of Upanishads. So that we will discuss after this Prakarana. So here is we can say our Vidyaranya Mahaswamikal, after Bhagavad Pada Shankaracharya, is the famous eminent Acharya in Vedanta who re-established whole Vedanta system with what we can say as is in the basis of experience and reasoning, scientific reasoning. So therefore he is well known for his direct and experiential statements. And whatever he says is very practical and rational, that we can easily understand. Since we have completed all these three chapters, we are eligible for fourth chapter, where you will see a totally different concept of Vedanta, which you have never thought about. Here we are going to discuss two kinds of creation. One is Ishvara-srishti, the creation of God, qualified consciousness. And the second one is Jiva-srishti, the creation of individual. It means our creation, my creation. Now, it is interesting to know how these two creations are confused. And because of that confusion, we have all the sorrow and bondage. So our bondage is because of this confusion of these two creations, Ishvara-srishti and Jiva-srishti. So the world of bondage, now the world of bondage is created by Jiva, deliberately created by Jiva. You see, you don't know what you created. Now, Ishvara has not created bondage or sorrow for you. The whole suffering is created by you and you alone. There is no role of Ishvara. Unnecessarily we say God did that, and all those. But God has no role in creating suffering for you, because He is very kind towards His creation. He will not create pain for anybody. So we will know that this creation of this bondage is by us, is our creation. So we have two types of creation. The first sloka, the traditional method is to introduce the subject. So he is following that, or Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji is introducing the subject, and then he says, what is the prayojanam? What you get after learning this? So that is also introduced. So Vishaya and Prayojana, subject and the effect what you are going to get. So we will chant the first shloka. Ishvarena pi jivena srishtam dvaitam vivichyate. Viveke sati jivena heyo bandhasputi bhavet. Ishvarenapi jivena srishtam dvaitam vivichyate. Here in this session, we are going to discuss the creation of Ishvara and the creation of Jiva, the duality of Ishvara, the duality created by Ishvara and the duality created by Jiva. So Ishvarenapi jivena srishtam dvaidam vivichyate. So that is the discrimination. Vivichyate means we are discriminating. We are trying to understand what is the creation, which is the creation of Ishvara and what is the creation of Jiva. And then he says, Viveke Sati. So when you discriminate this, critically analyze what is Jiva's creation and what is Ishvara's creation. Then Jivena Heyo Bandhash Puti Bhave. Then he says, the Jiva will come to know what is the bondage and how can Jiva get rid of that bondage, and he can renounce that. So he will understand that Jivena Heyaha Bandhaha Sputi Bhave. Sputi Bhaven become very clear. So this is because now it is not clear. Therefore, there is bandhana, bondage. You don't know what to renounce, what to dismiss, what not to. And you are confused with the worldly attachments, and then you think, because of this world, I am in bondage. And because of other things, I am having this suffering. So this all misunderstanding will go away by this discrimination. Viveke sati jivena heyo bandha sputi bhavet. So that is the benefit of this particular discussion on what is the creation of Ishvara and what is the creation of Jiva. Now you see, I will just try to simplify as an introduction to this chapter, because the whole chapter is going to be this discussion. First, maybe 7-8 slokas directly from Upanishads. So first, first he will introduce all these Upanishads where the creation stories are there, different stories of creation. So Upanishads, what Upanishad says about Ishvara-srishti and Jiva-srishti, that will be discussed by Upanishad statesmen. Then the Ishvara-srishti and Jiva-srishti will be analyzed one after another. And then the conclusion will be, only by Jiva-srishti you have problem. Ishvara-srishti is as it is, you cannot change it. So therefore, the Jiva-srishti is deliberately created by us. So it is our creation. Therefore, we can change it. And Ishvara's creation, we can't change it. Okay, that would be the conclusion. But I'm just give you an overview, a pre-idea of what we are going to discuss. You see, as we normally discuss, we have two types of worldly experience. One is objective world. The another is individual world. Now we use, for time being, we use the word world, creation. So objective creation, objective world, what we see outside as 5 elements and its manifestation and modifications. Then individual world, it is created by me. I am the creator. Who is individual? Myself is individual. Vyakti, Jivaha. So it is my creation. So my creation, when I see, we can say it is subjective creation. It is subject to me, and I know it, I created it. So I am trying to change it. I could change it. But in the case of objective world, objective creation, you can't change it. Because it is there even if we don't think about it. It is there even if we don't observe it. It is there if we don't work on it, act on it. It's always there. The outside, the objective creation is not dependent on you or your actions. So therefore, it is objective. Okay. What does it mean? We'll go a little deeper. Now, you try to understand what is object. Always we use this word object. Now, what does it mean? It means it is always separate from you. Always in the sense completely, fundamentally separate from you. You have no control over it. It is not your choice. You can't do anything with it. It means you cannot change it. So that is what the object means. And we can say now, this object is created by that super consciousness we call Ishvara, Maya Upadhika Ishvara. Therefore, it is object. So you have no connection, you have no control over objects. So objects is always separate from you. So now then we can conclude that the objects are created or creation of God. It is completely separate from me. I can only use it. I can be with that. If I could use it, I can use it. It's possible for me to use it, I can use it. Otherwise, no. So that is called object. Therefore, object is always separate from you. Why? It cannot enter into your mind. It cannot be with you. It's only experienced, perceived in certain stage of consciousness, like we call it as waking state, Jagrat. In that particular state, your mind is applied with those objects, so it can be perceived like that. Therefore, it is called object. This is objective creation. Then the other thing is, the other part of that is subjective creation, that is individual creation. Now, individual creation, since that is created by you, it is within you. The individual creation is not outside you. You understand what I say? You may think I build my house, so it is outside. It is my creation. How come it is inside? That is true. You built your house, you constructed your house. That's okay. But the house is not your construction, in your creation. You only shaped it. So you shaped it according to your idea. What you wanted to do it, you did it. So giving the shape, that is okay. But if you see the material cause or the creation of that house is not by you or with your things. It's the thing what the material you used, the whole material you took from the creation of God. It's God's creation. You only shaped it. Shaped in the sense you made a plan for that, blueprint, and then accordingly you build the house there. So, therefore, it is also outside. Now, what is your creation? Now, seeing the objects, you identify with that and you think about that house. And you keep that house in your mind, constantly thinking over and over. You identify, this is my house. The money spent is my money. I created this. Therefore, it is my house, or I am in this house, so this is my house. Similarly, you do all these connections. Now you see the connection is also not related to the house. If you cannot see yourself anywhere in the house, or you cannot see your presence in the house. If you leave the house and go to another house, nobody can say you lived there. You don't leave an impression there. So what is the relation with the house? The whole relation, the whole house is in your mind. It's mind's creation. Therefore, that is individual. Now you have all your relatives. You are married to somebody. So after marrying, the person is totally different. Person is outside. But the marriage ceremony makes the connection, and you and the other person, the both believe that we are married, we are connected, we should live together, we should obey each other, if we should respect each other, love each other, all these conditions. So those conditions are there in those minds, both of you. So then you believe in that, then the relation is there. Therefore, you can divorce. So if you want to divorce, you can divorce because it is there in your mind. If you don't want, no, I don't want this marriage. I want to divorce my good partner. So you can do it. So then what happens? The relation goes. Now, where was the marriage? Marriage was in your mind, and the mind changed, and the divorce came. So divorce is also in your mind. So there is no connection outside. So therefore, this individual world, individual creation is completely subjective. That is what I am trying to say. Now, object is outside, that you can't do anything with that. And subject is inside only. So the inside creation is by you. Now you see, happiness, what do you enjoy? Where it is situated. The happiness is situated inside in your mind. You already know it. We have already discussed in detail in all those chapters, last chapters. So your then the happiness is also in your mind. So happiness is your creation. So you are happy with some certain situations, certain objects. Similarly, suffering. Where is suffering? Suffering is also in your mind. So connect all this. So these are called individual creation, Jiva-srishti. So you identify with your body and say, I am human being. That is individual creation.
Can't hear Swamiji.
I am. Hari Om. It's okay?
No. The volume is very low.
इसका कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, इतना समय तो चल रहा है। कल हम उनको बोल रहे थे, वो नहीं।
While you are talking, it was clear, Swamiji, please.
अच्छा, ओके, अभी ठीक है?
अभी ठीक है, yeah.
हाँ, ठीक है, ओके। चलिए, चलो कुछ गड़बड़ है उसका। So, yeah, then this objective and subjective. Now the objective, what we call it as Ishvara creation, Ishvara-srishti, and whatever there within us is subjective, it's Jiva-srishti. Let us take like this. We will elaborate because the whole chapter is going to discuss this matter. So that is one thing. Other thing is another point related to object. Now we have object and subject. Till today, the subjective contemplation, subjective meditation was important for us. Now we know the subject, it means as I say I am. So the individuality, individual creation is related to subject. So when I say I think, it's a subjective creation. My action is with my mind. It's there in my mind. So I know when I say this is also subjective creation because the intellect is used there. So I myself with intellect. And then when I say I speak, so the organ of speak is in action. So I say I speak, so that the relation is there. Similarly, when I say I walk, so my legs are in action. So I relate with that and I say this is my thing. So when I want to walk, I can walk. If I want to stop, I can stop. This is within me, is my creation. I can be attached with that and detached to that. So the attachment and detachment is in our hands. If we want to apply that, we can do it, because it is our creation. In relation to objective creation as Ishvara's creation, we can't do as we want. If we want let the sun be dark, we can't make it. We think that let the water be still as earth. We can't make it. So we can't dilute anything there. We can't change it. So because it's not our creation. We have our freedom for our creation, and Ishvara has his freedom for his creation. So Ishvara wants whatever he wants, he does with that, with his creation. I do whatever I want with my creation. Now you see, interesting. It's like a very interesting story. If you want to write a story on this, you can write. You can write a novel on this, because I did some something like this. How Jiva creates beautifully and enjoy himself and destroy it, and whatever he wants to do, he can do it. The problem is Jiva wants to do something with the Ishvara's creation. Then he is struggling. He can't do it because there is a limitation. There is a limitation. The limitation is Ishvara says, what I created, I will do with my creation. Why you are interfering in my creation? And if you want to do something with your creation, you are free to do it. You want to stay back in home, you can stay. If you want to go away from home, you can go. If you want to marry, you can marry. If you don't want to marry, you don't marry. You want to study, you study. If you don't want to study, you don't study. Whatever you want, you do. It's free. It's the whole complete freedom. People ask for freedom. Nowadays, people are struggling for freedom. But unfortunately, they don't understand. The freedom is within. If they understand this srishti, Ishvara-srishti and Jiva-srishti, they will understand what freedom is. You cannot change your destiny. You cannot change anything what is not within in your hands. So Ishvara is so kind. He has given everything perfectly. He has made it everything perfectly and given you full chance to make your life whatever way, however you want. So now you see, this is a complete, no? Life is complete. If you are confused with all this, then what Ishvara can do? Ishvara cannot say you go and learn Vedanta and understand and realize. If you want to learn Vedanta, learn and understand, join the online class and do it. So that is up to you. Ishvara will not say. We are just praying for him, just make our way clear, no struggles, obstructions from the other side. So for that we do. Therefore, this is very interesting that subjective world is created, individual world is created by us, and we have full freedom on that. So this is what the srishti, Ishvara-srishti and Jiva-srishti. Now you see the second point. Now whatever Ishvara-srishti, objective srishti, objective creation is realistic. It's a realistic srishti, realistic creation. Right? It means the space is created, and from space air is created, from air fire is created, from fire water is created, and from water earth is created, from earth the vegetation is created, and from vegetation the food is created, from food we all live with that food. So this body and things are created. So you see all this in this sequence, this creation is realistic. Why it is realistic? It's not there, it's not there, it was there, it will be there, and you are just enjoying, experiencing in this presence. So that's all. But if you want to change it, you want to forget it, it's not possible. Therefore, comparatively realistic in the sense, it's the realistic creation. Panchabhuta, the five elemental creation is realistic creation. So because that is objective creation. Now you connect with that. So the creation of God is objective creation, and that objective creation is realistic creation. Right? And now the creation of Jiva, individual creation is subjective. It means you make all the troubles for you. Okay. So subjective creation. And subjective creation is non-real. It is idealistic creation. Can say, I don't use the imaginary word. Instead of imaginary creation, we say idealistic creation. It is because of your mind, because of your ideology, understanding, the creation is there. When you change your understanding, the creation changes. So therefore, the subjective creation in regard with Jiva creation, we call it idealistic creation. So we have Ishvara-srishti as realistic creation and Jiva-srishti as idealistic creation. So this is two parts. Again, for more clarification, we can make one more point. The objective creation of God, that is which is realistic, that we call it as metaphysical creation. So you know what is metaphysical is. So metaphysical creation is realistic because it is objective. But the individual creation, Jiva creation, is psychological creation. So you see the metaphysical creation and psychological creation. Psychological creation, why we say? You react to the object. So the object is created by God. That object is there in front of you. Any object in front of you. You react on that. So the mental reaction is the creation, what we call it. So mental reaction to it. When you see a flower, you react, you enjoy it. Oh, it's very good. You say very good. You feel it. So the mental reaction, therefore it is psychological. So the whole creation of individual is called psychological creation. In another word, we call it mano vijrambhitam. Is made by mind. It's said in like Mandukya Karika Viveka Chudamani, Manasohi Amani Bhave Dvaidam Nevopalabhyate. So when there is no mind, then when mind become no mind, there is no creation. So you don't worry about the objective creation because objective creation is not going to change. Now your creation is psychological creation, mental creation. So the mental creation can be changed by changing your reaction. reaction means you are responding to something. So whatever you see, you respond to that. If somebody says something, you respond to that. So when you see a flower, you respond to that. When you hear a good music, you respond to that. Your brain responds to that. So somebody call you, you respond to that. So the whole relation, all material, whatever we say, the world experiences are certainly psychological, mental. So this is created by Jiva. Therefore, I said you have full freedom to create that. If you want to change, you can change it. So whenever you want, you can change it. If right now you want to change it, you can change it because it is within you. But sometimes our preconditions do not allow us to change it. The society and the family and the system or the religion, whatever we call it, they preconditioned you. From childhood, they make all this conditioning. Why? They are afraid if you are not preconditioned, you may go away from their system. You may go out of the cage. So they don't want you to be out of the cage. So therefore, they make you completely preconditioned. So after that, what happened? You can't change it because your subconscious is fed by all this. You may go out of the matrix. Matrix. So that is the point. Now, if anybody want to take sannyasa, renounce the world and go for sannyasa. If you ask anybody in the world, they will say, no, this is not possible. You are doing wrong thing. How can you do that? People worship sannyasins. They bring sannyasins and do puja and do namaskara and all they offer dakshina. Sannyasins are very good. They are very highly respectful, and they do everything, pada puja, namaskaram and everything. If you ask, you have 2 sons or 3 children, let one of your son go to take sannyasa, or we are taking your children for sannyasa, they will not allow. The next day they say, Swamiji, you can take your you can go to your next destination. If you stay back here, is something going to happen. So why they are afraid? So because it is conditioned. So whenever people come here, they say nowadays the sannyasins are not good. They are not behaving well, and they are not that standard. So the standard of sannyasins reduced. That is the complaint all most of the devotees they make. So when they discuss about that, so our Swamiji or Guruji used to say, you see, how you are troubling to manage a small house that you have. You have only 2 small children, and 1 husband, or 1 wife, or 1 mother, or 1 father, or something. Only 3, 4, 5 people, and all life you are struggling to manage those. And you say, my house has this problem, that problem, and those children are not obeying you, and they are not respecting you, they are not loving you, and you have so many complaints, and somehow you are managing because you don't have any other way. Then Swamiji used to say, then you see in our ashram, we have 30, 40 people, or big ashram, we have even more, hundreds of people. Now, you have to respect us and praise us, appreciate us, that we are managing such a big family. You are traveling for just to manage 2, 3 people, and we are managing such a big family with all these different kinds of minds and different kinds of behavior, and we are trying to manage it. So you have to appreciate it. And we are not producing sannyasis here. The production is coming from you only, no? You are producing and sending it to so these sannyasis are born in houses, in grahastha ashrams. So you are producing it, and after some time, when you see he's not manageable, you anyway he goes out and come here, and we are not producing it. So whatever you have produced, we are trying to manage it. So therefore, you have to donate us a huge amount for doing this, because we are serving the society with managing such big ashrams. These people in different mind. No, actually, it was Swamiji was joking in that way, but he used to say like something like this. Whenever people complained about any ashram, any sannyasi, they say you are. If in any way he is a sannyasi or whatever he is, maybe some problem is there. But it's not easy to become a sannyasi or become lead a life in sannyasa ashrama like this. So therefore, that is up to you. So why it is not happening? Why the things are not in place? Because the precondition. So the preconditioning is the mode of creation of individual. So the parents precondition you, and the society preconditions you, and the whole world is around you is preconditioning your mind and your child, and then it goes up. It's like that. So it cannot be changed. Has not only the society but also the religion. The religion and religious textbooks, they also precondition you. So they give certain rules. You have to follow this, like this. Anyhow, that is the reason for the particular form of creation. So that is why we are in a society. That is why we are in a family with certain behavior patterns. We are following it, what we call as manners. So we have all these kinds of manners. We are following it. So this is the creation. Therefore, it can be said purely, clearly as psychological creation, that is Jiva creation, and the objective creation, which is realistic, that is Ishvara's creation. Now, you can only change psychological creation by Vedanta study. You are trying to change the psychological creation. By realization, self-realization, enlightenment, you are changing only psychological creation, nothing else. So the rest of the thing, the objective creation will be there as it is. You cannot change a bit of it. There is no need to change, because that is not troubling you. So this is the story here. We are going to discuss the world of bondage. Now, what is the world of bondage? Where is the world of bondage? It is within you. You are the creator of the world of bondage, and you are the dismisser of the world of bondage. You can open it. You can go out of it. So renounce the world of bondage created by you. You cannot renounce the objective world. You can only renounce the world created by you. You can only change the world created by you. Therefore, this Ishvara-srishti, Jiva-srishti story is very nice. I really enjoy this, because as last session also I said, after studying Pancadashi, my all understanding is not only I say as my example, but whoever studies Pancadashi completely with this contemplation and with really analyzing each point, will at last enjoy the Vedantic knowledge, Vedantic life, because that is the depth of Pancadashi. And as I said, this master Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji is very famous for his new inventions in Vedanta, applications in Vedanta, examples and experiences in Vedanta. So this is also nowhere in other texts you find this Ishvara creation and Jiva creation terminology. It's not there anywhere. It is there only in Pancadashi. That is the special thing. So Dvaita Viveka, we start from here, but we will discuss this two creations in our forthcoming chapters also. Maybe the 6th chapter is there, 7th chapter. There are in so many places we are going to elaborate and discuss. But first we learn from this point, Dvaita Viveka as Jiva creation and Ishvara creation. And as I said, from here there are 5, 6, 7, 8 slokas of from Upanishads. So what Upanishads talks about Jiva creation and Ishvara creation. The first Upanishad taken by Acharya is Shvetashvatara Upanishad. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad is one of the famous Upanishad of Krishna Yajurveda. So where we have this sloka, Mayam tu prakritim vidyad mayinam tu maheshwaram. Samayi srijadityahu Shvetashvatara Shakhinaha. So the sloka says, Mayam tu prakritim vidyat. So Prakriti, know the Maya as Prakriti or Prakriti as Maya. The Prakriti means nature, the material, ultimate material cause according to Sankhya philosophy. So that Prakriti, the material cause, the potential, we can say the potential state of material cause, the potentiality of matter, or we can just say the matter as Prakriti. So that Prakriti as Maya. So what Sankhya says as Prakriti, that is Maya for us. So Prakritim Vidyad Mayinam, Maya. And Mayinam to Maheshwaram. Maheshwara, the great Lord, Supreme Consciousness, is Mai, the Creator. So the Creator Ishvara as existence consciousness is called Maheshwara. So we have Maya as Shakti. You know what is Maya. We already have discussed that before. So Maya as the creative power of Brahman, and the Creator Mai, who has that Maya as power, is called Maheshwara. Samai Srijadityahu. That Ishvara, that Mayavi Ishvara, Maheshwara, creates this world. That is what Shvetashvatara Shakhina, the Shvetashvatara Upanishad says. So the followers of Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Shvetashvatara Shakhi. Shakha means one branch of Veda. That branch of Veda, who follows that branch, the follower of Shvetashvatara branch, they say this Maya is Prakriti and Mayinam is Ishvara, and that Mayi, Ishvara, creates this world. So this is what it is introduced here, Ishvara-srishti. So here the Ishvara-srishti is introduced. And then this is directly from the Veda. So Veda says this is Ishvara-srishti. The Maya is Ishvara-srishti. So there is no creation of Maya by Jiva. So Jiva has no Maya. Jiva has avidya instead of Maya. And Ishvara has the power as Maya, as the creative power, the universal cosmic creative power as Maya. So he creates it. So this is just a quotation, a quote from the Upanishads. So we will continue with this. Yeah. Today we conclude with this introduction to the Srishti, Jiva-srishti and Ishvara-srishti. So you contemplate on this. It's very interesting. You can solve all the problem with these two concepts. There won't be any problem after this, because now you know who is creating the problem and who is going to resolve it. So you are the creator and you are going to resolve it. Okay. So thank you. Hari Om.